Globalization and Me. Everyday choices are affecting our waters and our world. When I think about the most peaceful place in my world, I envision paddling out on my surfboard in Costa Rica, and later sitting on the beach watching the colors take over the sky as the sun disappears into the sea. Yet one thing has always concerned me, and that is the amount of trash that washes into our oceans from the land. Look through the grocery stores. Our overwhelming use of plastics are quite evident. I remember as a child glass soda bottles and collecting them for return to the store, which sent them back to the bottling manufacturer. Then I remember the switch. Everything started to come in plastic bottles or containers. The problem: we are dependent on plastics for temporary use. This is a relatively new way of thought, the throwaway mentality, which began within the last few decades. Plastic packaging, which is intended to be thrown away, but it lasts much longer than its temporary use. Many people think that the majority of the waste originates from shipping and ocean platforms. Stephen Leahy cites Angela Corridor with the U.S. Commission on Ocean Policy that only 20% of the plastics come from the shipping or offshore platforms. Approximately 5% of all plastics are actually recycled, while 50% stays in landfills. Some have been repurposed, while the vast majority remains lost to end up in our waterways. The actual life of these products, which are commonly found in coastal areas, are reported by the Marine Conservancy to decompose at the following rates. Styrofoam cups, 50 years. Plastic beverage holders, 400 years. Disposable diapers, 450 years. A plastic bottle, 450 years. And fishing lines, 600 years. The gyres in circulation and accumulation. There are 5 major gyres worldwide: North and South Pacific subtropical gyres, North and South Atlantic subtropical gyres, and Indian Ocean subtropical gyre. These gyres make up about 40% of the ocean, and all of them act like a vortex accumulating plastic debris, which is in turn becoming large plastic garbage patches. The plastic that accumulates in these areas vary in size from large to small, micro pieces of plastic, each creating a new danger. The innocent victims of this pollution are obviously marine life. Seals become tangled in fishing lines and nets. Sea turtles mistake plastic bags for food. Charles Moore found that birds are hunting brown and pink and red pieces of plastic because they look like shrimp. Greenpeace reported that nearly 80% of all their birds observed in their studies worldwide had ingested plastic. Food chain concerns. Fish are also consuming these toxic pieces of plastic that contain chemicals. Scientists are beginning to ask questions of what impact this will have on humans as we consume animals and fish that are feeding on plastics. Will these chemicals build and work their way into the human bodies? What type of harm will this cause, if any? Solutions. We have to be the ones to change. The first step is to cut back on consumptions of plastic, making choices to reduce the use of plastics in our daily lives. Make a long life of a temporary item. Try to repurpose plastics to keep them out of the landfills. What can be used again? Recycle it. To begin change, others must be inspired and educated as well. Be active in the community to reduce the use of plastics. Organize city cleanups before it reaches the beach. Encourage recycling efforts and support bans on disposable plastics such as plastic shopping bags. Personal reflection. I only used what I could find in my home, such as a plastic lid from a container, shopping bags, rope, and bottles to create this art piece. Everything is woven together to create a vortex like the gyres, and then a wave. They are common plastic items that are often found their way into landfills. and eventually work their way into our waterways and into our oceans. As we are woven together globally, we must work together to keep our oceans clean and safe.